Hey everybody, Mark here. Thought I'd do a tour of my Ford 1994 Coachmen M-19 RB Class B RV. This is for Supercar Garage USA, a user that requested a tour of the inside. So I just thought I'd do an overall general overview of what I've got here. Anyway, it's a 1994. It's got 205,000 miles on the engine. It's a 351 with a E4OD transmission. I think the transmission was replaced around 160,000 miles, so it's got a rebuilt unit in it. Things I've done since I've got it. I put a grill. This actually came off the box truck when I first got the box truck. It's a little bit of a upgrade from what was on there, but as you can see, it's well worn, but better than what was on there. Upgraded the headlights to some aftermarket headlights. I think those are like diamond is what they call them. Anyway, I kind of like that better than the Ford stock ones. Gives it more of a modern look. Upgraded the wheels and tires on it. It's got a BF Goodrich all-terrain load class E. They're 265/75/16s. I think these are, I forget the brand wheels, but those are aftermarket as well. I bought those new. As you can see, that's probably, without a lift, about as big a tire as I can stick on there. You can see I don't have a whole lot of space, and I actually had to trim the front and back, the plastic, just a bit so it didn't rub. Still get a rub every once in a while, but you know, nothing too bad. I actually, it was sagging in the front just a bit, so I put brand new Moog springs on it, and they're progressive rate springs, and actually gave it a lift about 1.5 inches. I'll put the part number in the description of the video. Use Bilstein shocks. These are specific for I think E350s, and I think I'm not sure if they're Class B RV specific or not, but anyway, they ride very, very well. I've tried before with some RV shocks that were made for like a Class C, and I tried putting them on my four-wheel drive van, and that was a mistake because those things rode rough. I mean, really rough. So the standard RV shocks for a Class C, don't ever try to put them on a Class B. You'll get a terrible ride out of it. So just wanted to pass that on to you guys. Let's go around the outside here. It's got these little things I've never seen, like this little step so you can get up and, you know, wash the front of it. That was on it when I bought it. That wasn't anything new. I actually put these stock Ford towing mirrors, which they're not electric or anything, but they're extendable, and give you a much better view of what's around you when you're backing up, and you know what's coming up, you know, passing you when you're on the highway and everything. And that was a really good upgrade, I think, from what the stock mirrors were. Let's see, nothing done back here. I upgraded the suspension. Also, I like my vehicles to handle pretty well, so I took the largest sway bar that I could find, and I will also give that part number in the description of the video. If you can see, I think they're about 1.25 inches. They're close to it, and I'll give you, you know, like I said, I don't have this information offhand, but I'll include that in the video. And that's the rear one. I'll show you one in the front. Like I said, I wasn't messing around when I put sway bars in this thing because it's got so much weight on it. Hopefully you can make that out, but that's another super large sway bar. It's probably about it's 1.25 inches at least, I know, but I'll give all the specs in it and everything in the video. This one of the reasons I bought this is the lady who had it before me, she used to strap kayaks to the side of it. That's why it doesn't have an awning on it. You can see it had a place where the awning should attach. She used to strap her kayak to the side of it. She had some kind of mount on it or something. I never saw the mount, but that's what I was told by the person I bought it from. It's got a A Cummins Onan generator 2800. This has probably been replaced before also. Like I said, the lady maintained this very well. They had it before me, and I think she had a problem with one or two of the generators before this one, and replaced those, and this one runs really well. This is access to the refrigerator. I removed all of the propane from this vehicle. The tank, I removed the propane refrigerator and disconnected the hot water heater propane. Also took out the heater. I put 4 stories about having propane in the vehicle, and actually somebody, when I was buying parts for this, somebody told me that a guy here in Georgia owned an RV dealership, was actually camping, and something about his valve in his stove leaked, and it ended up he ended up dying from the propane in his small enclosed camper. So after hearing that story, I just decided that I would totally do away with it. I'm just not going to put that risk in, in something I'm going to have fun with and everything. So I removed the tank, changed the refrigerator out to a 12-volt Norcold. Actually bought that off Craigslist, and it wasn't working. I just took it on this project to see if I could get it working. I put a little valve on it and put some more Freon in it, and next thing you know, fired up, and it worked great. So I don't know that everybody can run across a deal like that, but I just want to tell you my experience. Let's see. I think that's about for the outside. It's got a, I think that's a class 4 hitch. It's good for like 10,000 pounds. I'm not sure if it's class 4 or 5. Anyway, that's probably all you want to tow with this thing anyway. With 351 in it. Let's move on to the interior. I used to have avocado green. I'll include a picture of that in here. Green carpet, green door surroundings, all kinds of stuff like that. So I replaced everything with gray and black. I made these blackout curtains which snap on, black on one side and white on the other. This is that prevents light from coming in. Added these snaps to it to make it easy to close up. Added gray Home Depot carpet. Upgraded the toilet to a porcelain model. It had a plastic model in there. Did the interior in a gray canvas. And just rewrapped it, all the green with gray canvas. I think it came out pretty well. And added a little privacy curtain that's black canvas there, so everything is gray and black. Let me move on to the inside. Here's another example of the gray canvas that replaced the green that was in it. Here's an example. We removed, like I said, removed the propane stove in here because I don't intend on ever cooking in this vehicle. So that's what color it used to be. It looks like a 70s green, even though this is a 90s vehicle. That was in back then, I guess. So I took that out of there. But yeah, like I said, we were removing the propane stove. Like I said, I just want to get rid of all propane. If I'm going to do any cooking, I'm going to use a Coleman stove and cook outside. It just makes more sense to me, and it's a lot safer. I just don't like having the propane. I know how well propane works, and if it was a house or something like that, I would have propane. But after hearing the horror story about what happened to a guy with the propane, it's not worth the risk to me. So I'll find other ways. We have new technology nowadays, and I'm going to take advantage of that. It might be a little more expensive, but I'll definitely go that route. It's not worth the risk for my family. Okay, so like I said, everything's been changed out to black and gray carpet. Even painted the blinds. This used to be green. I just painted it with some spray vinyl. This bed was green before, and it slept terrible. I actually replaced the foam in it with some firm memory foam. I think it's called the Foam Factory or something like that. It's on the internet. So anyway, my wife, she slept on it, and she slept on the big side right here, and I slept on the seam, and I didn't get sleep half the night. So this is the first thing I was going to do is replace that bed in here, and that's been done. So now it sleeps great. Actually, it might have gone a little too firm, but anyway, I can add another layer and soften it up a bit if I need to. Put some new Pioneer speakers in it. It's got one there and one of these inlet doors out here. Yeah, right here. I don't know if you can make that out. Modified this cabinet. The sink used to be over here, and the stove was over here, the propane stove. So we just condensed everything, moved it over here, and it freed up all this extra room. It used to be kind of tight in here, like getting in and out. You'd have all this extra cabinetry and stuff in the way. Now they removed the propane stove cooktop and moved the sink over to the right, freed up all this extra room. It's much more comfortable in here after doing that. So it's all hooked up. Water's working. Got a little microwave that'll run off the generator. And here's my my Craigslist find, my Norcold 12-volt refrigerator. And this actually, it came off a boat. And you can see it's, you know, it's not real big, but you can put some drinks in it and some food, and it's adequate for a couple of days, I think. We'll start from the back here. Here's a back view of the bath. The RB stands for rear bath on this RV, so it's a 19 RB. As you can see, I've got a privacy curtain that you can just snap up here, you know, whenever somebody's going back here. Got storage space for any canned food, spices, whatever you're going to put in here. Rolls out. Over here I have some more storage space, another cabinet. A mirror for, I guess, you know, getting ready. And I just don't, I didn't care for the layout. That's the reason behind me building the box camper RV. I can lay it out the way I want it and have everything, you know, fit just like I'd like. And I want to go with the dinette, king size bed, and it just fits my needs better than this one. This one, you know, might be totally adequate for somebody else, but for me, I prefer the box camper right now. The window shades, I created the little straps where, you know, it can roll down, roll back up, so you can black out everything at night. And you can't really stealth camp in this thing, but you can black it out and they can't really tell you're in here. Same thing for the front. I did the same thing. Got a 2-inch memory foam mattress that's up here. I don't have the bedding on it right now, but this is for my son. It folds out. Creates about a full-size bed up here. I guess 2 adults might be able to sleep up here. They have to be kind of small though. Probably, you know, about 130, 150 pounds or something each. But also put the gray carpet up here where the screen used to be. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Oh, traded the front seats out. They were that green color again, and they were really comfortable, but the green wouldn't go with the black, so I went and got some Nissan Ultima seats and created some brackets to retain the swivel mounts for the original seats. This is for my vacuum cleaner. And used class 8 bolts on both sides so that they're mounted securely and you don't have to worry about them ripping off the mounts or anything. So the swivel mounts still work, and I've got a set of newer seats in here. Replaced the radio with a Pioneer unit. It's a MVH X370BT. Just wanted to go basic. I don't have a double din or anything like that. What this is for is this radio basically doesn't have a CD input, at least, you know, not a fold down face or anything like that. It does have USB input, but the biggest thing is I've got a unit similar to this in my Jeep, and you can plug in an SD card and you can scroll and go up and down the music, but it's really hard to see your music and all the details about it and everything. So I figured the best way to go would be to use a sorry about the light here, I just noticed it's probably glaring off the camera lens, is to use a phone or a tablet to pick your music off of, and it's much easier to scroll through the menus and everything, and then stream it to the radio. And you have less moving parts, less things to break. It just works out better for me. I prefer that over, you know, a CD player or a SD card. Another upgrade I did to the front is I use 2006 E3, they're probably E250 door panels. They just slid right on. Electronics worked. And no complaints there. It just this is 94, and I was able to put 2006 model door panels on it. And I believe you might be able to go from 92 all the way up to 2014 and interchange the panels. At least, I mean, don't quote me on that, but I just put 2000. I put a different set of door panels on the box truck, and I'll show you that in another video. But so far, I haven't run into many issues other than maybe wiring or something like that if you have electronic controls. And near the end here, it has a 20-gallon water tank. I think it's a 10-gallon, probably 9-gallon black water tank, and a 20-gallon gray water tank. So that's adequate for a couple of days. It's not like you have a gigantic RV here, but you can go a couple of days on that probably. You'll be fine. Redid the countertop here, and this is actually black linoleum. I got this off, I can't remember the guy's video. I'll try to link that in the video also, but he recommended using like floor tiles as a surface for a countertop in an RV. You know, if you don't want to get too fancy with it and do a cheap way to upgrade it, it's fine and everything, but it didn't stick as well as I'd like it to. But I think it looks good. Did a search on a 12-volt TV, and you don't have to go out and buy a specific 12-volt TV just made for RVs. I found out that you can go like to a pawn shop or to a electronics store and look for a unit that's got the little block power supply and read it, and it says 12 volts on it. For me, it worked. I've got an Insignia TV, and I just got an adapter for the 12 volt. Able to plug it in, and I can just run it off my battery. You don't have to buy a special TV for this to work. Just make sure you get one that's rated properly for 12 volts. Try to get one with the lowest amperage too. It'll, you know, save you from wearing your battery down. And I've got Roku on here so that I'm able to stream like Netflix, and you can stream YouTube, anything. What I do is I turn on my phone, turn on my hotspot, and use my cellular data so that I'm able to, it's connecting right now. We'll wait for it to connect. There we go. And turn on YouTube. Oh, I think I clicked it. Oh, there we go. While we're waiting on that, I have a backup camera that I installed. I got from Amazon, and I got this thing pretty cheap. Actually, I think I got it as an open box, and it had Prime on it, so if it didn't work, I'd be able to return it. But I just have difficulty seeing the backup. So I turn this thing off. And actually didn't have to do any wiring. What I had was it's wireless. It's actually, the camera's mounted back in the door, and it I just had to power it, and you can see my doors moving. But I just powered it up. This thing is has a built-in receiver, and it transmits the signal, and you can pick it up. And as soon as you hit reverse, it comes on. If I go put it in park, it goes off. I can wire it so that it stays on all the time, and I'll probably end up doing that. But I ended up getting this thing for under 50 bucks, and it's a pretty good deal. Anyway, just wanted to show you that you know, streaming off your phone to a Roku, it's a good way of you know, being able to watch some TV while you're on vacation or, you know, out and about. So it does work. Most of you are probably aware of it. Some may not. Hopefully I'm helping somebody out with that information. If you already know about it, well, sorry, but if you don't, hopefully I'm helping you. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else other than you know, change all the gray out and everything. Go ahead and turn this off. Oh, just to show you the control panel back here. I don't know if I showed you this. I've got 12-volt mains. My generator starts right up. One thing I wanted to mention was that's one thing that I'm going to miss in the box camper idea, is it doesn't open up as well as this. This just opens you up to all your surroundings, so you can, you know, enjoy, you know, nice views like that, kind of, so you can be right in nature. Where the box camper kind of closes you off, and you're not able to enjoy it like that. So just one thing I wanted to mention that I will probably miss in this vehicle, because this is probably going to be for sale at the end of July. My family and I, we're gonna take it to the Florida Keys and cruise around Florida for about a week or so, and then probably end up selling it if the box camper's done by then. Like I said, it runs real well. It's been to North Carolina, been to Savannah, and didn't have any problems or any issues with it at all. The only thing I've had to do to the engine is replace an exhaust gasket on it, and other than that, it's been running fine. That's about it. Thanks for watching. And I'm Mark, and get out there and build something instead of buying it.